Alright, here we are again with another Flashpoint mission, this time the liberation of Itrom. The description is that the Directorate has taken possession of Itrom's largest processor and refinery and is attempting to loot the attached silos of rare and valuable minerals. We're going to instead take them for the restoration. Very nice reward, 1.4 million C-bills, 315 salvage. We've had better, but there's a BTA loot cache at the end of this one as well, which would be a pretty nice score for us. So, in terms of the lance that we want to take, here's what I'm thinking. We take a mostly heavies, I think, type lance. We'll get rid of Announcer in the Atlas. We're going to keep Bomb Squad in the new Red Reapers, just because I am enjoying that so very much. We'll put Barn Owl in the Timberwolf, which I think has been a solid choice for us. We'll put Slapdash in the Gunslinger to get that very nice defensive formation available for us, plus the Gunslinger does bring an Ultra AC-20 and Quad ER Mediums. That's quite a reliable loadout, if not really the most powerful that we have, per se. And we will bring the new Super Griffin as well for the additional mobility, because I think this is really a wonderful tool for us, makes the mission a little bit more interesting, I think, even if it's not, maximized efficiency. I really have been enjoying the ability to jump 8 squares with a 60-ton mech, so let's go ahead and get on the way. Alright, here we are. Welcome to the Badlands of Itrom, Commander. The sands of this desert are rich in exotic elements that play havoc with electronic sensors and communications. Without the use of House Gallus' signal-boosting equipment, we wouldn't even be receiving her message. Badlands are a gold mine of rare earth metals and fissile. I'm guessing that's supposed to be missile materials. And we're going to take it from the Directorate. Choose target, engage defenders, destroy them. Recovery team will take care of the rest. Okay. We can detect them. They won't even know we're there. So we'll have a bit of an advantage of stealth, which is interesting. Engage one at a time. Very well.
Ensuring one working silo is your primary objective. We can always use more. The restoration will pay an additional bounty for each silo you capture beyond the first.
Nice.
Good hunting, Commander.
I am always down for more money instead of less money. That seems like a very good thing for us. And this is why we dropped in a very fast-moving, at least comparatively, lance for this mission. So we're moving, 7, 8, potentially more on the run. And they will very much not be able to match our speed. That's the Super Griffin, proving that those jump jets are worth something indeed. Okay, so they, in theory, shouldn't be able to see us, which is interesting. I'm not sure how they're managing. Excuse me. Not sure how they're managing the AI for that, but that's their problem, not ours. Let's just let's go ahead and drop in, shall we?
You're getting close, Commander. Be careful with your positioning. If they pick up a visual on you, they'll go on high alert.
Alpha Lance, fall in on my position. I've got eyes on the enemy.
Yeah, alright, so we have 5 turns to kill these guys. Should be more than enough. Let's go ahead and switch to the HE rounds. See if we can bore through much of this blackjack. Yeah, I like the look of that. Okay. Let's get the Red Reaper moving up. Keep in mind this is the end of the initiative phase for this turn, so we will tick down to 4 turns remaining, but they won't have a chance to shoot at us yet, which will be quite good for us, quite bad for them. Let's jump up with the Super Griffin. And the Gunslinger is lagging a little bit behind, but I still do think we want to bring him this way instead of getting him headed toward the next objective. Pop defensive formation just to protect ourselves. And that should be it for right now. They reserve. That blackjack was moving very early on. I'm a little surprised by that. I wonder. So we have decent movement there. Not quite enough to get within melee range here, but we could pop Phantom. Don't really think there's a need for it. We'll get plenty of evasion pips from this sprint, so let's instead sprint right up here. That's ice, so if we can stand on that, that'd be pretty nice for us. We're running a little bit hot on this biome, as you can see. Knock off the small pulse because of bad accuracy. ER small because of the subpar damage. Let's see what we can do. Pretty good damage. It's not a kill, but yeah, it's better than nothing. We do need the kills, unfortunately, but I mean, there's a tank, SRM carrier, it looks like. Oh, we should probably hit him with the Red Reaper. No, I already just moved him. Oh well, that defense gyro that we put on him for the extra stability damage is proving quite handy. Let's see. Let's take a Super Griffin, and let's pop up right up and over here, and we're in Whirlwind, which is making it a tad hard for us to get good contact. But I think we should go right for that commando. I don't think all of the streaks will fire, so I think we should be good on heat. That's the sort of damage I was looking for. Fully destroyed pretty much half of that mech. And yep, that's a mech down. Very nice. So we have 4 more turns to kill an SRM carrier, a mostly dead blackjack, and a, well, pristine condition griffin. Not bad at all. So we'll take the Timberwolf. I think the best move for us right now is to pop Vigilance. And come up here. Now, I don't want that SRM carrier having a chance to shoot like that again, because it's just an ungodly number of SRMs, but his evasion's pretty nice. So I think we will try to kill that blackjack. And we'll simply have to be careful the next turn. If we can get the Red Reaper onto that SRM character with melee, that should be pretty good for us. And oh, you know what? Here's what we'll do. We're gonna move. Oh, I want to get them both in range of this. I'm not sure there's a way that I can. Nope, not quite. So we're gonna keep the gunslinger back because he is a tad slow, and I don't think we'll need his firepower. We're gonna do an active probe ping, reduce the evasion on that SRM carrier along with his accuracy. Should work out pretty well for us. Next time we could try leading with the Super Griffin, see if we can get the element of surprise on something, but he's the only guy that will be able to reliably jump, so I'm not sure how valuable it will be after that very first, not even turn, but after that very first move. So let's take the Red Reaper, come over here. I can't actually get a physical attack in, which is a tad unfortunate, but we can go in with a kick. Should be very effective on this guy. And that SRM carrier is dead. Very nice. We have 3 rounds with which to kill a Griffin. I don't know. I think it's gonna be a little close. Could be very dangerous, very scary for us. Or, you know, probably not, but that's alright. So I mostly did that for the accuracy, because I am a little bit concerned, and we'll go down to... So, our bad accuracy there is because he, like the Super Griffin, is inside of the Whirlwind there. So we'll do just a quick hop right over behind him, and this is what we have this mech for, is to make those jumps. Unfortunately, we are building a truly prodigal amount of heat. We'll have to rely on the Streak SRM 6s. That mech is down. And we could evac.
I'm marking an evac zone on your map. Whenever you're ready,
but
you may proceed there for extraction.
Also no, because why would we evac when there's still good money to be made? So do I want to go up and over? No, let's just go back around. I'm hoping we'll fall out of combat here. We might. Nope, unfortunately not. So we will have to wait for all of their mechs to move as well. Let's bring the Timberwolf back down this way. We've got a bit of a hike to do here, unfortunately, but we'll try and get that done as quickly as we can. And we do want to sort of regain cohesion in our lance as well, sort of consolidate a little bit before we go charging in at the next objective, which I think will be this building over on the side, or, you know what, we're actually closer to the one in the center, so we'll just go counterclockwise on this whole deal and hit the one up top first. Well, I mean, second, but next is the better expression, I suppose. Oh, there we go. Exiting combat, so this will be a lot easier for us to get through. I don't know if I have... My concern is if I pop up and over here, it'll actually take me longer than going around. But I should be able to... Well, yeah, let's take the way that we know will work. Now, go up to there. I don't want... I was about to say I don't want to actually pick them up on sensors. The Super Griffin can jump, and I'm becoming ever more fond of the jump jets that we have on that mech. I wonder what's going through the minds of our Op4 at the moment. No? Do you see anything? No, I don't see anything. Well, I get the vague feeling we're in combat, so I'm going to choose to reserve action. Oh man. Red Reaper only sprints one more than it walks, hence the speed problem there, and it's a little hard to see what this terrain means for us. See if we can get eyes on. We shouldn't be within their line of sight, but I'm not. So they did detect that. That is actually a bit of a problem. I was hoping they wouldn't see me that far out. Able to land some good damage to the Ultra AC-20, always a good sign. And that Centurion is at least taking a bit of a hit. But we only have 5 rounds now, and we're not yet in true engagement range. We won't be even for a turn or more now with our rear elements. So that is a bit of a problem. We're going to need to make up for it with high mobility from the Super Griffin and getting the Gunslinger to be in a reliable sort of range. We'll build a little bit heat if we do that, which I don't really feel like doing. But we will take a precision strike, slow this Centurion down so we can really pile on the damage to that side. And no need to do that, I guess, because he was packing an XL engine, which was also known as a one-way ticket to early retirement. So here's what I'm thinking. They don't have direct visuals on us anymore, so let's reserve, let's have them move up. Oftentimes the AI will make poorly planned, I suppose, moves up into our space if we give them the chance to, and they don't have visuals, and they might not even take a very good shot. It seems to be they're retreating a little bit, which is not good for us. We want them to get right up close to us so we can kill them with superior firepower and all that. So, can I get... Interesting. Let's go up here. That's a Locust. Well, I don't think the streaks will fire, so I think we should be good here. Yeah, none of them fired, so we're not going to build anywhere near that sort of heat. But we did, fortunately, even though we missed with, everything, we will slow that Locust down. Oh, no, he's yet to move. Interesting, so he's actually running out of the whirlwind that he was in, but he does pick up a couple evasion pips, sort of taunting our Gunslinger there. I wonder... So we still have the Timberwolf and the Gunslinger ready to move. The Gunslinger's accuracy is going to be absolute trash. Can the Timberwolf as a clan mech get a little bit better? Yeah, a little bit, but really not much. 7 evasion pips is just pretty spectacular. If we do a precision strike, we can bring that up to a 25% chance to hit. Standard missiles will up that a little bit more as well. And let's go in for a leg. I can get even a little bit of damage on that thing. Not really, unfortunately, and because that precise strike was still on this turn, not on next turn, he will be able to move before we get a chance to respond. We'll hit him with the active probe ping. Should have done this beforehand. Given us a +4 to hit, might have actually done some good damage with those missiles. And we only have 3 rounds left to kill these 3 mechs, despite the fact that we really haven't put a scratch on any of them, which is upping the ante just a little bit. We'll have to be more careful about avoiding line of sight on that third objective. We might not get this one, but I really want to because cash is good. I know, such enlightened thinking, as it were. I really hope that the Locust moves toward us because that Red Reaper would love to get a piece of him, and that's not going to be quite close enough for melee on the next round. Not quite. Okay. So the Red Reaper, yeah, no, not quite good enough for melee. I don't really gain much by sprinting. The Gunslinger needs to go around. We need to we need to move in on those other two mechs. We can't afford to have all four of our mechs concentrated on, you know, just a single Locust. We don't really need it. Plus that missile fire is just adding insult to injury, or, you know, injury to insult? I'm not sure. I definitely feel insulted. I also feel vaguely injured. I'm not really sure which one's the cart, which one's the horse. So that's an LRM carrier. That's why we had such high damage coming in from that vehicle. A little bit of damage in there, landing the two mediums, and this is the drawback of some things like streaks, right? If I was using regular SRM6s, we still would have landed not a ton of damage, but some damage on that LRM carrier, and now we didn't because streaks don't fire unless everything hits. So we'll use a precision strike here at that LRM carrier. This should be more than enough to kill it if we land either of the Ultra AC-20 rounds, which we do. So we have 3 rounds to kill 2 things. Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to get anything sort of going after that trebuchet here before next turn. I guess we could use the ATM-12s, but not spectacular accuracy on that. I don't love those shots either. What happens if I come up and around? Flanking shot. This will be fine. This will be, you know, good enough. We will pop the Battle Lord and then just try to go in one more time with those ATM-12s on standard. Just trying to land enough, which we don't. Okay, so moving on 3 now, we do have the Red Reaper himself, and I think we will try to use a precision strike here. Yeah, ER Small has 63, Small Pulse has 69, because they do avoid a lot of evasion pips. Small lasers are very good at killing lights. Let's see what we can do. We rip something off, right arm, right torso, ammo explosion, pilot injured, panicked. Yeah, pretty good for us. And then, yeah, okay, so we can sort of go over this ridge, start shooting over there, so we'll need to get the Red Reaper and the Timberwolf further over. We also need to make sure that we avoid direct line of sight when chasing this guy over here, right? Because if we activate line of sight on that last silo, there's a very low chance that we'll be able to secure that objective before the timer starts. If we're, you know, starting 2 turns late, that Locust is actually getting a rear shot. Too bad we have 7 evasion pips because we have the evasion of a light mech with our 60-tonner. Okay, it's the best way to do this. Yeah. Good. Hello? Hopefully. Goodbye. May not be, but it'll certainly be well on our way to it. And yep, that trebuchet is down completely. This is what we built the Super Griffin to do, make a longer jump than anything else really can, and really make him pay for that lapse on their part. So, here's what I'm thinking. That Locust has 6 evasion pips again. I'm not really feeling going into that, so let's see if we can land a kick here, turn off the Ultra AC-20. Yeah, that's good enough. We're sinking a little bit of heat with this maneuver. That's a leg down. Yeah, we're good. Okay. So we've secured the second site, which is very nice. And we have 1 left to get all 3 of them locked down. So let's take the Red Reaper over here. We'll get the Timberwolf following him. We'll move the Gunslinger up and around that left side where it does look like the path connects, just not at that main base. And let's see, let's reserve, let's let them move so we can see the sight lines we have to avoid, if at all possible. Timberwolf moving up. We will pop Vigilance just because the sprint is going to preserve. So for those of you who don't know, if you sprint, you don't drop stability damage. If you walk, you do. So I popped that because we're gaining high resolve per turn for a number of reasons. And I wanted to sink that stability damage on the Timberwolf before we got into combat and still be able to build up to a precision strike again relatively soon, because of the fact that we're still technically in combat. So we are sort of abusing that a little bit, I would say. Gunslinger might be a little bit late to the party here. Kind of hard to tell. It would be nice to sink a little bit of heat on the Super Griffin, so we're just going to sprint over to this ice. And there we go. Very effective for sinking heat. Potentially more so than water, or it just seems that way because of the hot biomes effect when you don't have something like that. That might have spoiled it. Yep. Yeah, that spoiled it.
We've got incoming battle mechs in my position.
Okay. Weapons hot indeed. Let's get all of this online for precision strike. We do still miss a startlingly high number of those shots, unfortunately. Let's get the Timberwolf moving up, and give me those ATMs on standard. Yeah, I mean, it could be better, could be worse. No sense shooting anything else. I want to save the heat damage. Maybe we'll get that flag if we're lucky, and it doesn't look like it. But this is okay, we're actually in a better position here than we were on the second objective. They look like they might have a standard setup 3 mechs and some sort of carrier, so I'm curious what that other one is, given that we've already had an SRM carrier and an LRM carrier. But there's a lot of capacity for hijinks, I suppose, there. So that is an SRM carrier, but we can't get our missiles online quite yet for it. So let's see what we can do here. Nope, that's cooking. Very well. Still a lot of damage to that cicada. We take a PPC offline. Always a good thing for us. He has yet to move. Oh, so is the Shadowhawk. That's a weird indicator on his number. Should have been red, I think. Oh well. That's fine. And now we have Slapdash go and pop defensive formation. And hopefully come up, try to join us before this party is over. Might not be able to get there, but we can hope. The X-Men would be running at the same speed, so it's not like taking that mech instead would have been saving us any sort of misplacement here, I suppose. Cicada moving up. I wasn't sure why, but now I see that there's a whirlwind there, so trying to gain the protection of that sort of evasion. And 3 of them moving on 5, so that's going to be the Cicada, the Jenner, and, oh sorry, moving on 6, and the Shadowhawk. And they have the SRM carrier moving on 5. It would be nice if we can kill that SRM carrier before it has a chance to go. We will get the initiative on 5 first, because of their mechs moving at 6. And something's going to get punched by the Reaper. Man, I like that sentence. Okay, I'm very happy with this. Timberwolf, so far dodging all those shots very, very well. Quite nice. I think the clan perks used to be a bit more. The clan mech quirks, I suppose. Not a perk, technically speaking. Because I remember them offsetting the heavy large lasers a bit more than they currently seem to, but that could also just be my own misbegotten recollection, not really sure. So now that we are on the ice, we can unload with almost everything. Let's see if we can take that SRM carrier offline, and we do. So that's a lot of guns off the field. In addition to the PPC, I'm feeling pretty safe at the moment. And let's see who the Red Reaper can hit. We have our own selection, but that Cicada is a decent potential target for the Gunslinger. So let's just get him on board there. I know there's a lot of evasion pips, but we will have the benefit of height, and we don't really have many other targets this turn. for this mech. So let's shoot everything. And yep, okay, we landed one of those shells, not the other. That's why I absolutely adore Ultra Autocannon 20s. A little bit of extra weight, you get twice the firepower, but more importantly, twice the chances. So now let's go up here with hit, physical weapon hit, turn off some of the ER mediums in order to avoid cooking. And that should do. Actually, let's pop Phantom before we do that, just to make sure that we have a little bit of extra defense. Not critical on this mission, but it could very well be on others. A pretty good damage reduction for that mech, but yeah, we took a big sword to him and just carved a chunk right out of that Shadowhawk. Yeah, pretty good. Decently happy with that. I can get a rear shot on the Jenner, but there's horrible accuracy, so I might be more inclined to just core out this Shadow. Actually, you know what? That's fine accuracy for the weight class of that target, especially if we switch over to the HEs. Yep, a little bit of extra accuracy because we were inside the minimum range of those standard, and that's a mech down. 3 units out of 4 done. The other one has been, gone after with the sword, and if we can finish him off with the Red Reaper, is that actually, yeah, Red Reaper, I'd be quite happy. Truly a lot of stability damage coming in from those punches as well, which is very nice for us. If I recall, it's 1.5 points of stability for every ton, so well over 100 there, and let's see what happens when we apply a knife to this guy's backside. Yeah, okay, so we hit leg there. Second hit. Okay. I was hoping for a little bit better impact than that, but we did take down his leg, and he'll be falling to the ground there. And this should very quickly be over, so we do need to do a little bit of a turn with the Timberwolf just to get on target. And I don't like going through all of my ammo on those, so we'll turn off one of those and go in for that side torso. Interesting. Okay, pallet eject. Explosive defusal. Defusal. That's one way to put it, I suppose. And that's all 3. So, great work, Commander. Thanks to you, Director of Suffer Major Setback. Gain valuable new asset. Yep, okay. And, alright. Yang's got a great big tub of boron. Okay. We'll be right back here with the next Flashpoint in the next episode, so stick around and we'll see y'all real soon.
Mission successful.
Okay, so 2.4 million C-bill payout. Probably have cut the recording at this point, just in case I haven't. Super Griffin, 3 kills and a tank kill, proving its usefulness there. Over the Red Reaper, which, yeah, I have to say the Super Griffin's probably the more useful of the 2 designs currently. But, can't really get over a big mech with a big sword. Okay, let's take a look at our salvage. Nothing I really am too thrilled by so far. Take the cores because they are money, so let's take those. Nobody wants a trebuchet. I already have 4 pieces for a Jenner. Take a blackjack piece. It'll sell for close to the most money, I think. And we'll do the same with a Shadowhawk piece, because why not? So pretty wasted salvage compared to our own current equipment. Alright, Samantha Gallus, Lady Urano, after almost 2 years of directorate imprisonment, I had nearly lost hope for myself, for Itrom, and the entire Oregon Reach. Eternal gratitude, all that. It's fine. That's what we're here for. Okay, fine. Got Goldra, Lord Madeira's home system. Okay. Search the Madeira archives, find what we need. Okay. He'll have to go there himself. Oof. Thunderous roar cut Scalus' sentence short. She's probably dead. Yup. Get another mass murder. Okay. Forces are out of position around the capital. Need to dig for survivors. We'll have to hold the refinery. Are we prepared for another drop? I would say we are. So, bad for her bottom line, bad for our bottom line. I like that. And let's get the mechs prepped. Good. So I might cut this for another episode, I might not, so we'll see, but welcome back to the Itrom Flashpoint Part 2, Itrom Defense, Martian Biome. We're going to drop the same lance we did last time. I think it was quite effective, and I had quite a good time with it. So let's go ahead and get on the drop.
Whether Mr. Depp ever did that?
Nope.
You ever like think?
And but Amber, I only see him like once in a while, which was sometimes used to get packages.
Do you recall whether Ms. Heard became a resident sometime around March 2016?
Don't remember.
Could you tell me one way or the other?
I just can't remember. Like I said, it's been so long, I just don't remember. And I know you guys sent me the papers to review, and I'm gonna be honest, I didn't want to review it because it's been so long.
Command interface initiated.
So, the Taurians apparently won't suffer the same communications or sensory difficulties the Directorate did, which is interesting. I'm not sure what fundamental change happened between here and the last mission, but oh well. Many hazards out there that can damage a battle mech. Radioactive sandstorms, corrosive vapors, rivers of hydrofluoric acid. Yeah. Okay. Any Taurian mechs we encounter are likely to be damaged, which is very good. Okay.
Their luck by staying in the Badlands too long.
Going after fuel processors.
The severity of their mistake.
Okay. Defense of the facility's primary refinery. Okay. One group along the main approach. Two more coming through the tunnels. Collapsing the tunnels will force them to backtrack. Combat engineers to collapse the passes.
I'll leave you to it, Commander.
Okay.
Show the Taurians that the Restoration protects its people, no matter what.
So we have to protect those guys along both passes, which will be a bit of a challenge. long-range fire going in at a directorate. It says directorate. I thought it was supposed to be Taurian, but that's a directorate emblem. I guess an enemy locust and all of them missing. Kind of expected. So at some point we're going to have to deal with mechs coming in from this direction as well. But I think what we'll do, we'll go ahead and move up the Super Griffin. Actually, I'd like them to move first, because that locust has a lot of evasion pips. And they're reserved. And they're reserved. Again and again and oh, okay, there we go. So the locust was on the move. Didn't actually lose many evasion pips there, which isn't great for us. But I can jump up this way. And that's awful accuracy, so let's turn off the streaks because they're not going to fire at 13%. Only fire what we can sustain. No joy. Alright. And I don't think we're currently sensor lock capable. We have the sensor ping, but not a full sensor lock, which might have been a bit of a mistake. We can't actually get a probe ping on that locust, which is good enough for me right now. Should have done that first, as I so often say, but that's alright. And let's see, so we also have the Red Reaper. Not our single most combat efficient mech, but I think we will send him over to protect the second tunnel, Tunnel Bravo. And the Timberwolf can provide some sort of long-range and mobile support with those ATMs, while also sort of staying in a decent range to fall back and protect the main base quickly, should their reinforcements arrive along the main route. Yeah, I'm not sure that's a good enough shot to take, unfortunately. Okay. This is interesting. This is difficult because of the evasion at this point, and because I'm not worried about our own APCs. I'm not worried about my own mechs. I'm worried about these APCs that can't necessarily protect themselves very well. All of our turrets will have a chance to go, but it looks like most of them are direct fire. Well, maybe not the heavy sniper turrets. I'd have to take a look at their loadouts. That Locust is coming even closer. 4 evasion pips on him, and he does land a shot on the Sleipnir. It looked like just probably SRM-4, something of that nature. Nothing too major. Panther coming up through that valley. We'll have to watch out for that PPC, but he does get sensor locked, and hopefully a bunch of those turrets of ours use a sensor ping on something. I'd love to have better accuracy at that Locust than I currently do. Somewhere some light mech is calculating his available positions and just taking his sweet time. Yep, that's a spider. Sleipnir starting to take a bit more fire than I'd like. We might not be able to get those tunnels down. Panther shot at, and unfortunately, no joy. Well, this one's going to be a bit crunchy in terms of processing power. I do apologize. But if you bear with me, we should be able to get it done and through. So, Commando moving up. Luckily missing with that medium laser, and we have 3 light mechs moving up to that Sleipnir APC. So if we can just crush them with our own 3 mechs here, we can then sort of shift over to the right to give the Red Reaper a bit of backup. But I'm beginning to suspect that the melee weapon on that Red Reaper may come in handy against light mechs with lots of evasion. Every single shot that went into those Panthers, except maybe one, missed, and that one, I think that was already just prior damage. As Lady Arano said, some of their mechs are damaged ahead of time. Not too much, though. Interesting, interesting. Come on, move so I can move too. And we have the heavy sniper turrets a chance to do something before we go as well. Come on. Yeah, that's a 30-tonner. If we kill the light mechs, then this mission will run a lot faster every light mech that we kill. Oh, they're not doing anything. Do they have just direct fire? Yeah, it looks like it. PPCs and AC2s. Pretty heavy loadout, so I am happy with that. Let's see what we can accomplish here. Horrible, horrible accuracy all around. But we are going to have to go ahead and take one of those shots, hope we get lucky. Locust or Commando. Wow, most of their guns are offline. Oh man. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. That's awful. Okay, let's try and land the streaks in at the Commando. And yes, we're standing still, but they don't have many guns. None of the streaks fire. Yeah, this is not looking so great for us at the moment. We could try to pop a Battle Lord for the accuracy and go in on this Commando 1B. Nope. Let's go with just the standards. Come on, give me something. Ah, okay. Mech down. Lucky shot with those ATMs. Not a good shot, just a lucky shot. But now we can come up here with the Red Reaper. We'll start to get in melee range here real soon. Wow, that's just awful accuracy. Holy cow. Let's turn off. Let's not build any heat for this. It's not worth it. Ooh, we do actually land a shot and get armor penetration on that Locust. Not bad. And this is not something where currently we're all that outgunned, which is very fortunate for us. Halfway to destination, good. Yeah, I'm standing right next to him, but good job. I think that light mech might actually be blocking her way. Standard laser turret taking a PPC shot. We don't want that to happen, but that Panther has now not moved, and he will suffer the consequences of not moving here in a little bit. I'm a little bit twist-turned around on the map at the moment. It's being all sorts of jumpy, and I don't know why. Okay, there we go. Sorry if that was a little bit topsy-turvy there for a minute. 30-tonner, Jenner. Spider has a little hop. Yeah, sensor lock the Panther that doesn't have any evasion, not the guy with 7 on the other side. Good job. Good job. Okay, the Locust is inside of a whirlwind. How can you not hit that? He doesn't even have any evasion. Oh my goodness. We're getting no help here at all. Yeah, okay. So we will have to cycle the Timberwolf over soon if we want to keep that other APC on the right alive. Frankly, getting one there as well is good enough for me at the moment. If we don't, I mean, we lose out on payday and we have to fight a couple more mechs. But, you know, really only losing out on the payday is the bad part there. Getting to fight a couple more mechs is usually a good thing. And the way this mission is going, this probably won't be relevant to those of you listening right now, but I almost certainly will have cut it from the first part, because otherwise we'd be in for one of those like 1 to 2 hour type deals again, and it's a little long, it's a little much. Reminds me of that 7 versus 36 video a little bit ago. A medium laser does land in on that Panther, and all those lasers are missing on the Spider. If you guys could just, you don't have to land much, they're light mechs. It's not like they have the biggest armor known to man. So let's go in for a physical weapon hit here on the Jenner. Should be pretty good, and decent accuracy. Could be better, but could also be worse. On our laser complement, we're only going to shoot enough to get us a tiny bit of heat, because I don't want to push up toward that red line while we still have 4 mechs in this area. And we miss. How did we miss that? How do you miss that? Oh, that's just awful. We had such a good chance for good damage there. I think a 99% chance to hit as well. And we just completely missed the boat. Missed the bus, missed the boat, whatever, same thing. I'm going to stand right here, hopefully draw some fire for our Patriots, and that's an unhappy Spider. Unfortunately, he did keep his evasion, so it wasn't quite enough in that regard, and let's go down to moving on 3. We'll get the gunslinger shooting in. We do have to move, so we may as well make use of it. I don't want any additional difficulty to hit at the moment. And I'm not going to go in and waste another Ultra AC 20 shot, so let's see if we can land even one. Nope, we missed all 4 to 30% chances, because of course we do. And that spider is still up and sitting pretty, so what do? We can shoot over on this side. We might have some decent accuracy. Nothing crazy really. I would like to get a bit of a move, but that's okay. Decent accuracy there, decent accuracy. Could be better. Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to try and just kill this spider. It's really unfortunate we weren't able to get it done with just the Super Griffin, because it wasn't really holding on by very much. But that is a second mech down, which will clear the way a little bit for that sapper and make me more comfortable moving the Timberwolf away on the next round as well. Still quite a lot. 6 light mechs for the enemy, and we are certainly... Well, I mean, we're not even outnumbered though, because we have that assistance in there from those... that assistance in there from those turrets. I do love my own specificity. APC is moving up. Still, Gunslinger should be able to get a kick on that Locust, which will be very nice, and the Panther didn't shoot, which is fine by me. So we do need to do, we do need to be pretty careful over here on the right hand side. We haven't really done much to this lance so far to prevent them from hitting that APC. They are shooting in at the Red Reaper, which is nice. You can take that. So what he's there for is to take those shots instead of the APC. Another sensor lock going in with the Panther for some reason. Is he standing in a whirlwind? He is. Okay. That's why we don't have great accuracy on him, even though he's standing still. Oof, very nice. Large laser pounding into that Panther. At least it looked like a large laser. 28 damage, because he has some damage resistance, which is done a little bit more dynamically now than it used to be, so you'll see some different numbers than what you're used to, at least for a little while with BTA 1.33. And there's the spider. Not shooting. I don't know why they're not shooting. Do they not have any guns? They have guns. They don't have many guns. Oh, that Jenner has a lot of guns. The one, you know, the one that I tried to punch a hole in last turn as well. So Panther taking a couple medium lasers, Jenner getting hit by a large from that standard laser turret, and now it is our go, but we're going to wait for 1 additional second to see if those medium or the other turrets moving on 4 can do anything, which they can't. Go in for a kick, and now let's just turn everything, let's turn those 2 off, let's go in, let's get a bit cooler. And we may as well, okay, so we can't kick from there, we can kick from here, so we'll do that. And let's see what we can do on this Locust. Right leg destroyed. If nothing else, that will take down that mech's evasion and let us kill it on the follow-up. Which is good enough for me. I mean, this is the problem with light mechs that get a little bit too close to a heavier opponent. And I think actually we might leave the Timberwolf here, we might move the Super Griffin over, just because we do have that wonderful, wonderful engagement range here, but it's not quite enough. You know what? Instead, let's just make sure that that Locust is dead for good. Yeah, just give me that side torso. Pound enough damage right through the side torso to kill the CT instead of trying to get a little bit fancy and hit the other leg. That mech's down, not like we wanted it for salvage anyway, so no great loss there. And I want to go after the Jenner with the good guns. So let's go here, let's get a physical weapon hit on his keister. This should be enough. 1 hit. 2nd hit. And there's the lasers opening up. That's his mech. And quite a nice little picture there too with the Black Knight over on the right hand side, showing off that nice notched sword there. Pretty good. Pretty good. So we'll move over this way a little bit and take a shot in with the Timberwolf. Let's see, it's probably on the spider. Yeah, I would like to hit that Locust because it does already have structure exposed there on that side torso of his, but not quite good enough accuracy to make that worthwhile. Instead, we do drop in on that spider and take out a couple jump jets, probably a leg exposed there, I'd say. It could be a torso depending on the configuration. Oh, both. And yeah, the jump jets are in that left torso. Probably not enough space in that leg for as many of them as it wants to carry. Okay, Locust moving up. It does take shot in at the standard laser turret, but misses completely. And I'm no longer really worried about the APCs on the side either. We're down to a total of 4 enemy mechs remaining. The Panther does need to go, but I think we'll be able to handle that relatively soon. Between the Super Griffin and the Gunslinger over on that side. Spider moving up top. Again, shooting in at the standard laser turret. Again, no luck on that shot. Kind of makes you wonder about the accuracy of those enemy mechs, just because, well, turret's not moving, man. And you missed by that much. Okay, rear shot coming in on our Red Reaper. Does pump some heat into us, which is less than ideal. Makes it a good thing we stayed away from that red line, but a little bit more than I was otherwise planning to do. Sleipnir APC on the left is almost at location, and the enemy Panther is stripped of his evasion, but still can't quite seem to be tagged by those large lasers. Oop, okay, there's one, gets him, and a medium laser coming in as well. They're slowly getting through him, but we're going to help speed up that process here in a couple minutes. Not a couple minutes, couple seconds actually. First though, let's get the Red Reaper to hit your rear arc if we can. To turn off another gun because of that heat damage we took, which is a good move on their part. And bam, arm down. Second hit. And that's through the CT. Very nice. Mech down. So, 3 enemy mechs remaining. Sometimes I talk very quickly, sometimes I talk very slowly, and I'm not so good at the talking quickly part, unfortunately. At least not as good as I would often like to be. So we'll jump in here with the Super Griffin, take a precision strike on the Panther. This is about as much as we can manage in that hot biome. But now the streaks are able to find good contact, and we're starting to rip that mech to pieces. So my hope is, well, you know what? Let's let the Gunslinger, actually, here's the better use of this, I think. We turn, so we can take a shot in here. We'll do a precision strike with the standards to hit that Panther from afar. Very nice. And then this way we can move the Gunslinger up with that APC just in case, because sometimes on things like an escort, which this appears to be mimicking, if you get too far away they just won't move. So let's move up this way, give that guy company, and hopefully he'll move right up to his objective on the next turn. That tunnel does not have a lot of health. What if I kill it? That'd be funny. Not enough to kill it. But, yeah, it's targetable, so I shot at it. Why not? Okay, so now we have two enemy mechs remaining, the Locust and I believe the Spider up on the high ground. He does tag the Sleipnir APC just a little bit, but I think our specialty Black Knight will be enough to take him out this turn. The Spider will be a little bit trickier to shoot, unless he runs right down in front of us, I guess. Okay, good job. I wonder if these guys just act as basically bombs once they get to that point. Ah, Tunnel Alpha is down, no need to shoot it. Yeah, so they act as bombs. If I had known that, maybe I would be able to have done something about it beforehand. Shots going in now to the Spider from our allied defensive turrets, and landing a pretty good shot on something. Not able to tell if it was the leg or something else, unfortunately. But we can go in for another physical weapon strike. That looks like a decent choice. I'm not going to bother with the increased evasion at this point, because even if they brought all their guns to bear on us, it wouldn't be enough. Second hit does get rid of that guy. The second hit is because of pilot perks, by the way. So we did change Bomb Squad's training. He was previously one of my sensor lockers, I suppose, and is no longer. So let's turn off the things that don't have a good chance of hitting. Pop the Battlelord to increase our chances with the ATM-12s. Go ahead and open up 24 missiles on that spider. And he is very unhappy, but still, he is alive. So, see if we can get the Super Griffin back over to his previous location. Very well. And now we can bring the Gunslinger back. There's no reason to have him up so far. Nor, I think, any reason to potentially follow the other APC either. I don't think it'll really gain us anything to do that. The spider moving now, and that thing is clinging ever so slightly to life. That's why, as a joke, I'm not sure if it's in this one or if it's in a different Battletech related something or other. The joke being that you always give the new mechs a spider, so the new pilot's a spider. Basically a death sentence, but somebody's got to pilot it, I guess. Large laser cracking into the center torso of that spider, and it is down without us even being able to give the finishing blow. So that was all of 6. I believe either, well, how many was that even? Either 6 or 8 light mechs, no big deal either way. Completely taken down in, well, I guess 7 turns. It's not really that quick, but they were spread out on objectives, so I count that as a win. And now our APC pretty much will be able to move unrestricted, so we have to get ready for the reinforcements that they will be sending in to the main base. So we need to get a couple mechs up in front to cover, well, by cover I mean draw fire, from the, I believe they said Torian reinforcements that will be coming up this way. Ooh, enemy contact somewhere. I'm not sure where, because I don't have control of my camera yet. Seriously, where is that enemy contact? Or is that just hard-coded to keep things turn-based? Because I don't see anything. I don't see any enemy popping up on the initiative bar. So it's probably just to keep things in order for this mission. And let's go ahead and move the Timberwolf right down in front. Decent evasion on him still, and he will be backed up by our Gunslinger in the front as well. Super Griffin's going to take more of a flanking side engagement type approach. Oh, never mind, I mixed up which one was which. So I ran the Super Griffin, and I didn't really mean to. My apologies there. And on this next turn, the Sapper should get... Yep, there it is. That tunnel has been blown. So we did get both of our bonus objectives just fine. And let's get the Red Reaper up here. Nice and in position to really make use of that sword of his. Timberwolf will put inside of a Whirlwind. Super Griffin, we're going to keep you a little farther back, sort of mobile reserves in case we do get flanked by something. And bring the Gunslinger up to the front as well. Go ahead and reinforce, I dare you. Multiple hostiles inbound. Wait, now we have 2 turns? I'm a little confused by this, not gonna lie. Also, I don't seem to be able to move my mech. There we go. Man, I was excited for that. I was ready, we were in position, we were good to go. I guess one more round? Sure. Go back to where we were. Not the fanciest of maneuvers there, guys, but we do what we can, I suppose. Come on now. Enemy contact. There we go. Hostiles on main approach. To the refinery, go! Raise up the ground and leave nothing standing. He says, charging in at the head of 4 mechs, facing our lance and all of our turrets. Supposedly they do have some reinforcements though. So there's a hunchback. Let's see. There's an enforcer. Firing in, missing. our Super Griffin. All of our turrets are going to take their turns now as well, and since the enemy is just so badly outnumbered here for a change, we should be able to get some pretty good shots in from the supporting turrets. They also have a quick draw and a Centurion, so pretty standard medium lance, really. Nothing to write home about. Some light damage on the Hunchback, but still not as good accuracy as I would have expected coming out of our friendly turrets. Might want to move away from there, otherwise he might hit me in the back, and I guarantee you that's no friendly fire that we want to be any part of. So, okay, another shot going into the Centurion 9A. Good. And quick draw. So they have gone now. Our mission is to destroy all hostiles, so let's start with the ones right in front of our faces. We can't quite get a true flanking shot yet with the Timberwolf, but we can at least try to get something. So let's land in here. Where's the best chances? Well, okay, so it looks like that'll be, oddly enough, the Centurion. Farthest away, but fewest evasion pips, so let's go ahead and go into him. Turn on some of our guns again, and see if we can take down that side torso. I don't think he's packing an XL engine, but I do want to take those guns. Oh, he was. Or no, ammunition explosion traveled to the center. Perfect. I mean, kills them if they have an XL, ammo explosion if they don't. Kills them either way. Maybe a little bit. I'm not going to call it an exploit, but certainly works more in our favor than it often should, because we have the wisdom to either put in Clan XL and or use case or some sort of Pharaoh that has case built in. Which I do believe the Ultra Pharaoh does. I know Clan Pharaoh definitely does. Go up here, jump in on the side. And we could follow up with the, I think we'll follow up with the Hunchback, because next turn we're going to try to go in for a rear shot on that Enforcer that's a tad closer to us. Although, with the heat, I'm not sure we're going to be able to fire all of our guns. Hunchback is pretty damaged. So it's already one mech of theirs offline. And we still have the Gunslinger to move, so let's go ahead and do it. Tempted to do a probe ping here. Yeah. There we go. Sensor lock all three of them. Drop their accuracy even more. We didn't have great accuracy with the Gunslinger, so no real loss there. The armament on that mech is lighter than what the tonnage would suggest, simply because we're putting such a large engine in it. Ouch. Hey! What did I say about shooting the back of my own mechs? It's the heaviest damage that we've taken all mission comes from our own turrets. Just because I'm trying to be, you know, a good little mercenary. Large laser landing in Hunchback, not quite managing to kill. And I really thought those turrets would do a bit more damage, but I suppose they're not in range of their total complement as of yet. Ooh, Hunchback getting around the Red Reaper. Does land a small laser into my back armor, which thankfully, because, you know, the job of this guy is to get in melee, we actually have really heavy armor even on our rear plating. 112 on the side torsos, 161 on that rear center torso, and in case you're curious how that math works with the really unusual numbers, it's because of the 1.4x bonus that we get from our shield. So all of our base armor is multiplied by 1.4, and we just punched the CT out of that mech. Well, I guess carved it out would be a better way of saying it, with that gigantic mech-sized knife that we're holding. Reminds me a little bit of the 13th Warrior. Yeah. It's a knife! Yeah, okay. Quick draw of theirs does still have a chance to move, and we'll fire into Standard Shredder turret, which I don't believe had a chance to shoot effectively yet for our side either. We can get behind the quick draw. Might not be enough to kill him here even with the HE missiles, because we do have to turn off a lot of things to keep from overloading, and for some reason it's giving me a front-facing arc that I'm not really sure why. But it does look like we actually did shoot at the back. And that mech is down as well. So just one remaining that I can see, although supposedly there are reinforcements on the side. And I just maybe didn't see them somehow. But we'll just walk the Super Griffin, save a little bit on heat. Throw it into the back of that Forcer. Not quite enough damage. And that is a problem with this build, is it's quite often not quite enough damage on its own, which, you know, leaves us with an interesting sort of position, right? Because what we can do is we can get another Super Griffin, and we can send them around in a pair, or we can try and complement with something else, which is what we're currently doing, things like the Timberwolf. But the Timberwolf is capable enough on its own, right? It can get around behind something, load in with those ATM-12s, and really take it down. So, okay, now there are a lot of enemy reinforcements coming in. Okay, it looks like both the sides dropping in 4 more each. So we're up to a total of 9 opponents, but these guys should be damaged, and one of them is actually falling over as we speak. Looks like that 35-tonner there probably lost something to his leg and then tried to sprint. We have in theory done damage to these because of completing those other earlier secondary objectives. No, okay, so it wasn't that Jenner. So who fell over? Somebody fell over. Didn't somebody fall over? Huh. I don't see anyone. Well, that's fine. Let's just finish the job with the Super Griffin here, and then we can start moving over to wreck the other guy's days as well. This hopefully will be enough, and it is. So the second volley was enough to get it. The problem is, if you can't get him off the first volley, he has your enemy will often have the time to go around and shoot into your rear arc as well, which is very, very risky. So we are waiting till 3. Let's split our forces a little bit. I think we will be able to handle this split up. Not always the best decision, but we can pop defensive formation. Gonna let the Ultra AC-20 rest a little bit. Actually let most of our guns rest a little bit so we can get a little bit of our heat mitigation back, and that Shadowhawk taking a single medium laser. Not the most damage I've ever dealt, but let's go ahead and get the Red Reaper right up. Can you imagine they're coming through this pass going, okay, we're meeting our allies here, we're ready for this, we've got this, we're good. What is that? Who's running right at us? What a madman. It's the Red Reaper himself. Of House Mars, of course. Let's load in everything we've got at the commando. I don't think we'll kill him with this. But I want to be punching other targets potentially, and we did get good enough damage there that we'll be able to follow up decently well. We'll get the Timberwolf around. We are all out of our standard range ATM missiles, even with the increase to those that I did recently, and not very good accuracy on the commando, so we'll pile the HEs. Oof, a little bit of overheat because of the Battle Lord. That's okay. We'll risk it. Extremely low chance of ammunition explosion. And we do open up that dragon, which is very important to start working on. Jenner running up and basically inserting himself in the range of our turrets. Turret destroyed. Okay. One of the single most effective turns the AI has had this entire mission. Commando moving up and shooting in at the Timberwolf. Managing some decent damage because we don't have a ton of evasion on that guy this turn. We did just walk him. I was hoping to avoid the overheat that I didn't actually avoid. Okay, it was the fire starter that had fallen over, but they don't appear to be damaged. I think I was told some false intel. First time for that, right? And they are trying to run past us and get to the base, which they run a decent chance of doing. LRM fire going in, and that main building has about 600 health, so it's not crazy. It's pretty good, don't get me wrong, but it's not crazy. So we do need to prevent them from getting too far past us for too long. Which would be a little bit difficult considering we're outnumbered right now 2-1, even after crushing that first lance of 4. So if we hadn't collapsed those tunnels, if they'd come in all at the same time right now, they'd probably be in the base, and we'd be even more pressed than we currently are for maintaining our primary objective, which is the protection of that refinery complex. It would be really nice if some of those turrets could land more than 0 of their shots. On the enemy, I should clarify. Not just on me. On the enemy. Okay, so now the dragon's moving up, and then it will be our turn to answer. Answer we shall. And I did correct the ability selection on Bomb Squad to Phantom, which for some reason I can't use right now. It's a little weird. I will go in for a rear punch with that big old sword of his. Drop a little bit of heat as well, so this is going in after the Royal Griffin. We do land 1, let's see about number 2, we land that as well. Digging in with the lasers, I don't think that's going to be enough. We did destroy Guardian ECM, which should be quite helpful to us. Drop the defense of their entire lance. And yeah, it looks like we hit both of those punches into opposite side torsos. And of course, since it is a Griffin, it does have Griffin Rugged, which means it will be more difficult to kill than it could otherwise be. So we have a couple choices now, and I'm not sure I love any of them. Let's let the turret shoot before we do much moving, and they landed more off that heavy sniper turret on their what wasn't their target than what was, which is why I was trying not to be in that turret's way. So let's come up. I can't go that way. Okay, a bit of a waste. I can't actually run that way, so we have to corrective course with the gunslinger, which means that we are going to have to commit the Super Griffin and his jump jets over there as well. Probably a good time for Vigilance to increase our initiative just a little bit. Maybe not, but we'll see if that ends up being useful at all. I would have liked to get a shot on the downed Jenner, but I don't think I'll be able to do it. So let's instead take the shot that we do have. None of those streaks are going to fire. And we miss with both of our lasers. I guess that's, it's fine for me to talk about wanting those turrets to land, and then I completely miss as well. A couple choices here, and I don't like very many of them. I would ordinarily want a rear shot on that commando, but it's hard to do that without exposing our own back. Our shot on the Jenner is just abysmal when he's standing inside that whirlwind. But we will have to take it, and let's turn off the SRM-6, just rely on those ATM-12s. We only have 2 more volleys with them, but even 50% accuracy might be enough to shoot through the back of that Jenner. And it is. That's another mech killed, which is good use of one of those last 2 volleys we have left to us. Of course, we can switch over to the SRM-6s and the medium lasers as primaries once those ATMs are gone. I just really love the firepower and dependability of those ATMs. I think it really is quite fantastic. Apologies. Okay. Alright, more fire going into that main objective. Nothing crazy, and now all of our turrets have a chance to go. Some evasion being stripped off the commando not once but twice, bringing it down to nothing. And honestly, I would rather that they did those sorts of sensor locks than use their main guns, because they do seem to be quite a bit more useful. Okay, maybe not that one. Good shot on the Jenner. I can't even be mad about that. We still do have 7 targets remaining, so of the 12 on this part of the mission, so the 4 initial and then the 8 reinforcing, we have killed 5. Soon to be more than that, I would say, as soon as I can land this next punch, and we will pop Phantom now. Give ourselves a bit more evasion than we otherwise would have. And just because that Griffin is rugged, let's turn on 1 more of those lasers. I don't think we'll need it, but it never hurts to be cautious. And is that mech dead? I'm getting an intense close-up of him. But no, he's actually still alive. The dragon moving up as well. But the dragon we can do something about, however I am going to wait. Yeah, wow, okay. So one of the turrets actually does have decent capabilities. Pretty nice. And let's see. Let's get a nice rear shot going here on that dragon. That'll be, I think, the last use of our ATM-12, is really trying to take this thing out, pair it with the SRM-6 as well. Yeah, perfect. That dragon is dead. The Super Griffin, not Super Griffin, Royal Griffin of theirs is almost dead. If it wasn't rugged, we would have already killed it. Of course, if it wasn't what it was, it would be dead. Doesn't really mean much. And this does actually give us a rear arc. Kind of wish I'd saved that precision strike instead of popping the vigilance there, but nothing I can do about it now. And we'll just actually let's go in for a sensor probe ping. Pretty good. Hit all three of them with it, and now we can use the Super Griffin to land that rear arc shot that I was looking at with much better accuracy than we previously had. So this is something I do advise if you guys are out there making your own mech builds. Give a sensor, give a radar to something that occasionally has bad accuracy, because when it's not really worth taking the shot, you can help out the rest of your lance with their shots as well. For me, that means something, you know, with the Ultra AC-20 that has that reliable recoil problem, and so its accuracy will be bad every few turns. I'm not sure why they punched out, but I'm not going to argue with them. I mean, frankly, at this point, I'd be retreating if I was on their end. I'd be sitting there going, hold on, we sent in 6 specs at the beginning, 12 at the end, that's a total of 18, and 4 of theirs are enough to give us, all but 3, so 15 mechs destroyed. Granted, their light lances, not anything really sizable, so that is a counter argument there, is, oh, okay, those were lights, we have more firepower, etc., but they clearly don't. And I don't know why that procced mission completion. There are still 2 more enemies. Okay, well, we've driven them away. That'll be the mission. Hang around if you want to see the BTA loot cache. We'll be right back with that. $2.5 million C-bills, not bad. Not bad at all. Okay, good kills, very good kills on the Timberwolf, very good kills on the Red Reaper, contrary to the last mission. Gunslinger not really killing anything. I mean, it's an 85-ton mech, it really struggles killing lights, especially with that Ultra AC-20, just because of the mech size differential makes it harder to shoot at those. But still, I mean, we'll have to keep an eye on that. Then again, the Hatchet Man had missions where it really didn't do much either, so we'll see. Okay, salvage collection really doesn't mean much for us because most of these things I really couldn't give a flying fig. Yeah, we'll take the quick draw parts because they're at least money. Okay, not bad. Lots of mech parts to... And here's the BTA loot cache. Rotary Gauss rifle. Ooh, yeah. Recoil of 4. Okay, so we got cash payment, 350,000 bonus C-bills, pretty nice, plus 300 down at the bottom, so 650,000 from that. Got an Osprey part, which I really don't care that much about. I mean, it's a cool looking mech, don't get me wrong. Let's see, Gauss rifle, another M10, triple medium, Windows steel frame, XL engine for power. Double AMS. So the rotary Gauss rifle is a really cool part there. I was hoping for a bit better, but I don't know if we have the ammunition for this either. Interesting. Huh. Up to 3 shots, 1 pull the trigger, which actually gives us the same damage as from the improved heavy Gauss rifle, though admittedly 15 tons is a little bit better. Yeah, we'll have to take a look. Departure in orbit around Itrom. Torian's withdrawing from the system, good. I need to travel to Goldra. Okay, that's where we're headed next, I believe. Okay. Alright, we'll make sure of it. Let's get to work. Alright, so that's it for this Flashpoint. Thank you guys for hanging around, and we'll see you again real soon, probably with a couple filler missions, maybe back at the game world, maybe just working for Davion or somewhere nearby, testing out some of our newer builds and making some quick cash. Then we'll pick back up with the Flashpoints. By the way, just the general idea is we'll do this Flashpoint campaign, we'll probably go up to clan space for a little bit, doing a little clan interlude for a week or two, and then come back down here and start doing the other Flashpoint story. Not the main one, but the one with, well, Black Widow and all that. Thank you guys for hanging around. We'll see you again.